I started working for the Lake Washington School District 4 years ago, and one of the very first cases that I was handed was a student transferring from another high school. And this student, the first time I got any information was 2 4-inch thick files on the amount of foster care situations and trauma that they had been through. The student was coming to my school because they were being released from foster care back to their parent. Their parent was at that time living in a domestic violence shelter. So the student was going from a home to a homeless situation, essentially. Um, Carol had said something earlier that a lot of these students don't even at times realize that they have been in traffic situations. It may be years down the road before they recall or be able to connect dots that they're like, oh, that actually happened to me this time. They live in kind of a gray area sometimes, and it can be really, really frustrating because they don't actually know why they're processing situations like they are. So this particular student came to me. I was very gung-ho about, yes, we're going to get you back in school. And then I looked at her attendance. And from 7th grade to 9th grade, she missed an average of 125 days a year of school. We are only in the school about 186 days a year. So we're looking at missing 70% of your school year. And I can tell you as someone who tracks attendance, the more school you miss in those upper levels, the less likely teachers are to know you're missing because you're just not there. So I began to develop a relationship with this young lady. And I use that term loosely because she wanted nothing to do with me. She wanted nothing to do with any kind of thing that I was offering her that had anything to do with education. We would go and meet her at the facility where they were at, and her mom wanted nothing to do. They had no good experiences. So we spent a year working in court. Just got to the point where we had run out of resources as a school district. We'd run out of community-based resources where we were. Nothing was working, and it was just grown people and a high school age girl butting heads around a table. And I walked into court one day and met with Melody and Sammy, who are great advocates in what they do. And they said, John, we want to introduce you to someone. And they introduced me to Carol, and Carol gave me an outline of what she wanted to do. And I said, let's do it. I don't have any other option. Let's do it. And we sat that day in front of Judge Sinclair, and he, from the bench, he gave a very impassionate plea to the family to engage with Carol. And when she did, when the student actually began to develop the relationship, the amount of time I'd worked with that student for a year, and I've been doing this type of work for 17 years. Within 6 months, this student is bright, is shiny, she's moving, she's got plans, she's actually working towards not one job, but 2 jobs. She's making plans. She's working towards her diploma through a different program, but nonetheless, she's actually re-engaged in education. So I've worked in mental and behavioral health for a long time, and I've not seen someone been able to build such a strong rapport and a system that works so well, so quickly for students. And from that, I developed a relationship with Carol because, again, this particular student wasn't my only one. And we began to refer more students. Something that I'm very proud of, Carol approached me a few months later and asked me to join the board at Escape to Peace, and that she felt that I had something to offer here. And I gladly took that role on. So I want you guys to know there's real evidence here. There's real live situations where these students who have no hope, no future, are building relationships with adults. They're building relationships with people that can help them connect. And Escape to Peace is an awesome, awesome, awesome avenue for that. So I just want to thank you guys again for taking the time to listen to us and to hear what we do. I'll throw it back to you, Larry.
Great. Thank you. Thanks so much. And as I said to Melody and Carol and Rosalind, please keep up your good work and your evangelism and your every day connecting those that need it to Escape to Peace. And thank you for being a board member as well.